Welcome to the Macrostax app with Forged Human Performance. We are going to go over the app in its totality today. Not all of the features will get a deep dive, but we will provide you with some individual tutorials for those so that you can see how they work without having other things alongside it. So we're going to start with the home page, which is where you land when you first log into the app. On here, you'll see that plus sign above Forged Human Performance. You can click on that to quickly add food to a breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever you have, scan a barcode, or track progress. You can also click on today's meal plan to do the same thing. And you can also do plan for tomorrow, which is going to take you to tomorrow's planner. We will come back to that planner in a little bit. Below that, you'll see just a few recipes. This is not everything by any means. It's just a quick snapshot of some things. And below that, you'll see tip of the day, a link to our blog, a link to Stax Help, which is some great Help Center articles, and to the Macrostaxers group on Facebook. I'm going to skip over to the fork and knife icon, which is our recipes. So on this first page, which is the featured tab you see at the top, you're going to see new recipes, popular, seasonal, and 10 ingredients or less. That new recipe section is going to change every month. We have between 4 and 8 recipes added monthly, so you'll see those cycle in and out. Most popular and seasonal are changed quarterly, so they will be changing as of January 1st. And then this 10 ingredients or less is actually going to change to high protein meals for the next quarter. So you'll see some new things in there. Again, this is not all inclusive, just a quick snapshot of a few different categories that we have. Next is the search tab. And this is where you're going to see all of our recipes. So there's over 650, 652 to be exact. And you can use this search bar to search by ingredient, or maybe you know the title of a recipe. We'll say pot pie is in it. So we've got shepherd's pie, apple pie. So it's going to find recipes with the word pie in it or the word pot pie in it. So it's a great way to narrow things down. I'm going to X that out. Right next to that search bar is a filter icon. It looks like those little sliders. I'm going to tap on that. There are over 50 filters to choose from, but this is a great way to narrow recipes down. So I'm going to look for lunch that is kid-friendly and less than 15 minutes. And let's just choose high protein to see how narrow we can get. 38 results come up. That's still a lot to choose from, which is awesome. So I'm just going to click on, let's see, I'm going to click on this 5 ingredient shrimp stir fry. I'm going to hit view recipe here. So on this recipe, you're going to see several things. So you're going to see the prep time and the total time. So this is literally 15 minutes, which is awesome. It makes 4 servings. So that means you're going to make this recipe and divide it into 4 equalish servings. If you want to weigh your food, which is totally fine and recommended for those that are, pretty familiar with it, you can tap this convert units. And it's going to show you that this recipe makes 1,314 grams and each serving is 329 grams. So if you want to get specific. Now, I will say that when you're cooking, it may make slightly more, slightly less, just depending upon cook time. So just keep that in mind. It's a general guide for what you're doing. You also have the ability to portion this meal. So if you are looking to hit your macro recommendations per meal, which is, again, a great way to make sure you're fueled and recovered for performance. If you're new to nutrition, just worry about those overall daily macros. It's a much easier way to go. You'll still see progress. But if you want to portion this for you, all you have to do is tap that portion for me. And I'm going to just ask it to fill the remaining macros for a meal as close as possible. I'm going to choose dinner, calculate it. It's going to tell me I need to eat 300 grams of this recipe. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my meal, and it will be in my planner when I go back to that. So Other things in this recipe, when you scroll down, you'll see this measuring cup come up above the plus sign, and that is really convenient when you're in the directions and you can't remember how much of something you need. You can just tap that measuring cup, the ingredients come up really quickly. You don't have to go back and forth between here and here, which can be annoying sometimes. So that's a little tip to use there. And you'll also see this customize this recipe. So let's say I want this, but I want it with chicken instead of shrimp. I'm going to hit customize this recipe. I'm going to hit next. I'm going to take out the chicken. So I'm going to tap on the pencil where the chicken is and then tap on the trash can. And then I'm just going to type in chicken thighs. And we'll get some chicken thighs here. I'm gonna hit this one, chicken thighs, but I'm actually gonna do thigh without skin. And I'm going to make that 3. If you were weighing your thighs, you'd wanna go grams, probably, or ounces boneless and do that instead. I'm just gonna say there's 3 chicken thighs in here. I'm gonna hit next. So it's going to make 4 servings. In this case, it's not going to give you a weight because it doesn't know the weight until you've cooked it. If you want to weigh it instead of using generic serving, you can do that and change this to grams, whatever you're more comfortable with. But again, you can just, portion it into 4 equalish recipes. So we're going to hit save on this, and it's still called 5 ingredient shrimp stir fry, but it's going to be custom 5 ingredient shrimp stir fry when you're looking for it. So that is that section. Then I'm going to clear out my filters here and go to favorites. So anything that I've favorited, clear, there we go. Anything that I have favorited, as in tapped on the heart somewhere, is going to come up in my favorite section. So if I go back to this search and look at everything, let's see, turkey avocado wrap, I'm gonna tap the heart on that. Maybe I want to try it later. I'm gonna go back to favorites and it's gonna show up in those favorites. You can put these by number of ingredients, alphabetical, whatever you want for the results screen. Custom is going to be where your custom recipes live. So remember, we just made that custom 5 ingredient shrimp stir fry, except for we put chicken in there. I just didn't change the name. So that's going to be our recipe. And then there's another custom beef veggie stir fry. You can also create your own recipes outside of ours. So all you have to do here is tap on that chef's hat, new recipe, enter the title, ingredients, serving size, save it, and it's done. There will be an individual tutorial on this that goes really into depth on that, so be sure to watch out for that one. Also in this custom is new food. So this is going to be great for any local meal prep companies, something that might not be in the database yet, or maybe even you go to Chipotle, and customize what you're getting. They have a great nutrition calculator on their site where you can actually put exactly what you're getting in your bowl or salad or burrito, and it'll give you the exact macros, and you can put that in here, which is awesome. I love doing that. And then also in the custom is alcohol. So when we enjoy adult beverages, we do need to count it a little bit differently. We're not going to use the database. You will use the alcohol calculator instead. There is a individual tutorial on this as well that goes into it on a deeper basis, but you can choose the type of beverage by common, calories, or ABV. If common, you have a long list to choose from, and the serving size, and you can use the slider for carbs and fat. Again, look for that individual tutorial on how to use that feature. So we are now going to go to the progress section, which is the little graph icon at the bottom. So this is where you're going to see how much you're logging, if you're hitting your green thumbs, if you're logging your weight, body fat, or measurements, it's going to be in here. And this is also how, when you reach out to us for coaching, how we look at your progress. If you're not hitting your green thumbs, that's the first thing we're going to try to help you with, right? In order to start to see that progress. So it's really important to log as much as possible. so that we have the data to look at to be able to guide you efficiently. So to log a weight, all you have to do is hit add a weigh-in, put the weight in, make sure the date's right, hit save, it'll pop up. If you accidentally put the wrong weight or body fat or measurements, you can save over the old ones. You don't have to worry about, an oops on the numbers. Just save over it and it'll fix itself right up. The next icon is a little trophy. So if you are part of a challenge that's coming up, you will see upcoming challenges. You'll be able to click on that. There is no leaderboard currently because the challenge has not started, but once it does start, you'll be able to see where you are on that leaderboard, how many points you have total, and how many points you have for the day. You can also see how you're being scored. Just by tapping in that scoring details, you can see how you're going to be able to get the points for that challenge, which is really cool. That's a fun thing. One thing to note for both challenges here. So we do have log a workout. I'm going to show you how to do that in the planner so that you can get points for that once those challenges start. Finally, we have the main menu. So this is where you're going to go. If you need to change your email or password, you're going to go under Manage Profile. If you are going to change your goal, let's say we're 6 weeks in and you've hit your goal weight, and you want to go to maintenance, you can just go to goal and tap maintenance. It's going to update your macros automatically for you. Your activity level, if something happens, you have an injury and you're not going to be able to work out as much as possible or as much as you were, we may want to reevaluate the activity level. If it's only for a couple of weeks, just go ahead and leave it where it is, but use those rest days as appropriate. But otherwise, if you have questions about activity level and you're not sure if you're at the right one, do not hesitate to reach out. That is what we are here for, to help you with. Preferences is going to be your measurement units. So for your food, that's going to be either grams or common units. So it's going to come up automatically in those recipes as the common units. If you want to swap it to grams, you can go and hit that convert units in a recipe to change that. If you'd rather have it up as grams automatically, just make sure you change your preference there. And if you have any dietary preferences, you can turn them on so they're automatically on the filters. I do want to caution with this. If you are a vegan, but sometimes eat vegetarian food, only put vegetarian. Otherwise, you're only going to be shown vegan recipes. And also keep in mind that because you can customize most of our recipes, it might be a better idea to leave the filters off for these particular things, since you can change something. For instance, there might be a pasta recipe and you can use a gluten-free pasta instead of something that does have gluten in it. Also, like pescatarian meals, maybe you want to swap that fish for tofu or another type of meat substitute. So don't limit yourselves here, because you can always change that when you get to that. And then for progress, you can choose inches or centimeters. I think most of you are going to do inches. And then for your weight, you can do pounds or kilograms. Most of you will likely do pounds. If some of you are into weightlifting, you may want to do kilograms just to know where you are for your class. But yeah, you can change that if you need to. Under that is Ask a Coach. So this is how you're going to be able to get in touch with Matt through the app, as long as it's left on. You can always ask me questions, and I very much would like that if you did. So that, that's what we're here for with Macrostax. Nutrition coaching is what we want to help with. Your membership is just going to say that you're a part of the Forged Human Performance team. Of course, you can sign out. It's just signing out of the app. Stacks Chat is how you're going to get in touch with me. So you can always see your messages. Under that messages, you'll see that red 7 there. You can send a new message just by typing send a message. And then you can always hit something else or talk to a person to get straight to me. And I will do my best to answer quickly and help.
Underneath that is the Facebook group link, a link to our help center with those articles that can help you, some references, our blog, and our Shopify shop. I will say some of you may go to that Shopify shop. There are meal guides. They're great if you want to have something to start with. They are not going to be precisely for your macros, and all of the recipes in those meal guides are in the app already. So, if you want to go for it, go for it. I personally don't push them because I think it's just as easy to use the app. So just to know that. Now we're going to go to the planner. So this is the nitty gritty of the app. So remember I added that 5-ingredient shrimp stir fry earlier. So it is already in dinner for me. I'm going to start in the top left-hand corner before we start logging anything. So you'll see it says today. I'm just going to tap that and you can see the month at a whole. You can see where there has been food logged on the 2nd and the 27th. The gray days indicate there is no food on those days. And you can go forward a month, go back a month, more than you want, doesn't matter. You can also use those arrows, just the left and right of today, to go forward a day, back a day, however you want to navigate through the app. So you can plan as far in advance as you want, as you're comfortable with. I often recommend planning for the day, the next day, either the night before or the morning of, so that you're ready to go. You don't have to stand in front of the fridge or pantry and wonder what you're doing. And that way, it takes a little stress out. So you can see to the right of where today is, you'll see rest day. I'm going to tap on that and you're going to see workout day, rest day, and refeed day. So most of the time you're probably going to stay on workout day if you have an active day, and that's not just a workout, right? That doesn't mean just going to the gym. If you're going for a brisk walk for a mile or more, if you are doing some heavy manual yard work, those are workout days. So don't sell yourself short. If you have a question, ask. More than likely, if you have to ask, it probably is a workout day. So just keep that in mind as you're going. I'm going to go ahead and change that to workout day because I am going to show you how you can get points for that logging a workout. So next to workout day, there are 3 dots. I'm going to tap on that and I'm going to hit edit schedule. This is going to allow me to change the number of meals that I have, to rename the number of meals, or rename the titles of the meals rather, and add workouts. So let's just say I want dessert after dinner. I'm going to hit add meal and I'm going to change this to dessert. I'm going to call this after dinner snack instead of dessert. I'm going to save it. And it is going to just go ahead and put it at the bottom of the day. If I had added a meal that I want somewhere else, I can just tap that, drag it. My after dinner snack is after breakfast now. I'm going to move it back there, but it's very simple to just drag to where you want it. Now, add a workout. I'm going to just drop and drag my workout into the day, wherever it is. We talked about a little bit about macros per meal before. When you have a workout in your day, your meals directly before and after are going to be higher carb, lower fat than the rest of the meals for the day. And that is to give you adequate energy for your workout and also help refuel you after that workout. Again, looking at those totals at the top, those daily values, that's really what you want to focus on, but those others are there if you want to go the extra mile. So I'm going to hit save. And then we're going to come back to the planner and you'll see the workout there. So to get the points for logging a workout, this is what you do. Check that little circle next to it. Boom, that's it. Super easy. When you joined, you were asked about your activity level. And so that's what we're using to figure out your workout day calories. You don't have to worry about burning a certain number of calories or anything like that. If you're not sure if you chose the right level or if you answered the quiz questions correctly, don't be afraid to ask. I'm happy to help. All right, now let's get into some logging. So I'm just going to tap on breakfast and we are going to have some eggs. I'm just going to type eggs and we're going to have some Canadian bacon All right. I'm going to change that to 2 slices. And then I'm actually going to scan a yogurt bar. So the barcode scanner is in that search bar just to the right. And I'm going to scan that. That's going to pop up. And that is my breakfast. So I can see from my breakfast, I had 13 grams of carbs, 36 grams of protein, and 22 grams of fat for 405 calories. My macros are going down at the top of the screen as I'm adding food. If you are someone that likes to count up, you can simply tap that line under the fat, and you're going to have a little drawer open there. You're going to see how many total calories you have out of your goal, and you're going to see how many carbs, protein, and fat you've logged out of your goal. So the number on the left is what you've logged. The number on the right is your recommended target. To get to the green thumbs, which is what the goal is overall, you have to be within 5 grams of that either way. So if we're looking at protein, we have 216. I would get a green thumb with 211 to 221. So I have a 10 gram range basically to get me where I want to be for this particular day. So I'm just gonna keep adding some food. I'm actually gonna go in here and go to recipes, and I'm gonna look for travel snack pack. I'm gonna add a travel snack pack. So I'm just gonna hit the plus sign. It's gonna add it to that planner. I'm gonna go back to my planner, see where I am. For my after dinner snack, I am going to have some unflavored collagen and some pudding snacks. And I'm going to just tap pudding cup. So as you add items, frequently used is going to start to populate. So you don't have to necessarily type or scan every single time you're at something. You can actually just swipe to the right or swipe to the left to add those items. And obviously I've already added them, so they're going to be in my planner twice when I go back there, but that's okay. If you accidentally add something more than once, you can just tap that pencil, tap the delete, the trash can, and it will go away. So there's lots of different ways to go about this. So the other day that I had food in here was December 2nd. Let's go take a look at that day. So that's a rest day. Let's say I want to have the same lunch that I had on the 2nd. We're going to go back to today. I'm going to go to lunch. I'm going to tap those 3 dots to the right, and I'm going to hit copy meals. And I'm going to take December 2nd, and I want to copy it to today. And I do, in fact, want to copy lunch, which is where I am. I'm going to hit copy, and that's all in there for me, which is super awesome because I don't have to go back and forth and remember what I had logged and remember to change the amounts and all of that. So when you eat the same thing over and over, that's a great tool to have. So let's say I'm going to eat that same thing tomorrow for lunch. I don't actually have to do that whole thing. I'm going to go to tomorrow. I'm going to tap those 3 dots next to lunch again, and I'm going to hit copy yesterday's meal this time. So hit copy meal, and boom, it's in there. So that's a great way. Again, it's important that you're logging, and I understand that sometimes it gets tedious, but that's a great tool to use when you eat a lot of the same things. I eat the same thing every Friday, so I do that for Friday dinners every week. So that's really helpful. But as I said, the goal is to get those green thumbs. You can see I already have my fat green thumb for the day. It's pretty common when you're starting out, you're not going to hit those green thumbs. It's okay. I didn't either, but it's great to just log as you normally eat to see where you are and then make adjustments as needed. Reach out to Stacks Chat will help you. But it doesn't help us when you don't have anything in here because we don't know, what you like to eat. What I like to eat for breakfast is not what my husband likes to eat for breakfast. So I don't assume that anyone likes to eat the way I do. So having that information is really helpful. So that is the planner. And I think I've covered everything. But again, if you have any questions, remember it's at that main menu and Stacks Chat and start a new conversation. And we will be more than happy to help you. So good luck, and we'll be seeing you in the app.